Traditional church teachings often present a theological math problem that the human brain struggles to compute. You are handed the concept of three distinct, co-eternal persons and told that, somehow, 1 + 1 + 1 equals exactly one God. To make this work, theologians rely on physical metaphors. They point to the three leaves of a clover, or the three states of water, ice, liquid, and steam, as proof that three can be one. These analogies share a structural flaw, flat plane logic. They resolve the paradox by dividing a single substance into fractions or placing entities side by side. This division breaks the subject's unity. Viewed on the same two-dimensional plane, the math simply results in three separate gods. Treating the divine as a two-dimensional arrangement forces a single presence into a fragmented committee. This committee model leads to a specific psychological consequence, the cosmic courtroom. Here, the persons of God are functionally at odds, playing different roles in a legal drama. This theology describes a wrathful father who requires the violent execution of a peaceful son to satisfy his own anger against the human race. Enlightenment scientist Emanuel Swedenborg approached this through the lens of structural integrity. He observed that when a theological premise is built on a flawed foundation, that error flows into everything the church teaches. Swedenborg used a jar of vinegar metaphor. If the starting point is a divided, angry committee, then every drop that pours out will taste like vinegar. Concepts of salvation and hell become transactional and cold. The distress many feel when faced with a punishing, transactional God reflects the logical conclusion of a broken spatial metaphor. Solving the equation requires moving off the flat plane and into vertical dimensions. Swedenborg called these discrete degrees, layers of depth existing within each other. Your own existence demonstrates this. You have an unseen intention, the thoughts and desires of your soul, and you have a physical body that gives those thoughts a voice and a face in the material world. Beyond the soul and body, you have a third layer, your radiating influence. This is the vibe, or the unique energy you leave in a room, impacting others even when you aren't speaking. Your soul, your body, and your influence are made of different substances, yet they are inseparable. You cannot extract the soul from the body, or the influence from the person. This vertical structure proves that a single entity can operate across three entirely different levels of reality, while remaining a unified whole. The multidimensional nature of a human being provides the blueprint for understanding the Trinity. On this divine map, the Father is the infinite, hidden divine soul, the core of pure love. The Son is the visible divine body, the perfect human expression of that love. The Holy Spirit represents the third layer, the radiating divine influence, the active energy that heals and transforms lives today. These three dimensions stack vertically. Rather than a side-by-side alliance of separate individuals, they form a single presence, with divine love passing through each layer like a column of light. Moving from 2D flat logic to 3D vertical depth addresses the 1 + 1 + 1 = 1 equation. It maintains the integrity of the math without fracturing the character of God. When the Father and Son are understood as the hidden soul and visible body of the same being, the transactional logic of the cosmic courtroom loses its foundation. The imagery of an angry God demanding blood falls away. In this model, Jesus acts as the physical face of the Father's invisible soul. There is no separation between them, which means there is no one for Jesus to shield us from. The cross represents the vertical descent of the divine soul into the physical plane. This was an act of presence, God reaching into the darkest corners of the human experience. This reframing shows the cross as an act of divine integration to heal human brokenness, removing the need for a transactional view of salvation. Rejecting a violent, fragmented God is a sign of a healthy, functioning moral compass. Intellectual rigor does not require us to make peace with the idea of a divided, angry divine committee. Logic allows us to find rest in a single, perfectly integrated source of unconditional love. We understand divinity by recognizing the infinite vertical depth within a single unified presence. moving past the impulse to break reality into flat, separate pieces.